Hey, y'all, it's your girl Maria, and we are back with more reactions. Ren came out with a new one very recently called Troubles. I love this guy. You guys know I love this guy. I love listening to what he has to say because he usually has something quite, thought provoking to say and to think about. And whether he's singing or he's rapping or he's just doing something instrumental like he did with McKay, it's beautiful. Like this guy is, whenever I see him, whenever I look at him, I remember the story, how you guys told me about his story and the things that he's come through. And just to think, he had to come over all of it, but look at what we have in return as a result of all of his perseverance. I mean, to me, he's wonderful. To me, he's wonderful. I can't get enough of him. And so you already know, if you want to show love and support to the artist and or myself, remember, description box below, I link ways for you to do that. But in the meantime, shall we? Okay, so he's talking about his story here. From the age of 19 until 26, I spent most of my life in bed in physical and mental pain. I spent years bouncing from doctor to doctor, searching for a way out with no luck. The more time that passed without answers, the more my body would deteriorate. And guys, I'm sorry if I'm passing and like pausing so much, but I want to read this. I don't want to miss any of it. Like, he always has something awesome to say. By the time I was 25, I could barely stand and entered a stress-induced psychosis. Although I was convinced I was going to die, I just climbed out. And this is my story of hope. I wish I had more stories of hope at the time.
I don't reach into the past very much for these shards of shattered glass and harsh paper cuts. Leave me stop when I reach in, memories are seeped in. Hydrochloric acid, I go to war and get passive and freeze up. Music helped the ice to thaw. Put the chisel in the middle, swing the hammer of Thor. Pull it out of the impossible, Excalibur sword. Etching notepads full of reasons why my feelings are sore. The first day that I got sick, ejected from the cockpit of living. 19, young teen, waking up bitter. Posters up, manhunt, Ren went missing. Hard to have faith when the gods don't listen. The first hit maybe was the hardest. Waking in the body that was buried like a carcass. Brain in the lion's den, body in the shark pit. Waking up in pain again, aching, broken hearted.
Can you imagine? I mean, listen to everything he was going through it. And nobody was listening or doing look at the years he lost. He lost so many years of his life, and these are the important years, your youth. It's I mean, from 19 to 26, how many years is that? Like 7 years? You lost 7 years of your life because of incompetence, because of people in the medical industry who did not want to listen. They just wanted to pill push you and keep you sick. And you guys know, if you've looked at any of the other reactions that I've had with Ren, where he's talking about, the health industry, I have my own things to say about it as well. And the issue that I have with the health industry is that there's no money in making you better again. So they want to purposefully keep you sick. And I feel like, so whenever I hear his story, I'm so saddened to hear what they've done to him, because it was all about money. It wasn't about getting him better, because if it was about getting him better, they would have listened to him and they would have done their due diligence. And I don't feel like they did. Whenever I hear his story, I feel like he was ignored and people told him he was crazy, and he wasn't. He knew his body better than the doctors did. And the doctors aren't listening. That's why I am a terrible patient. I am not going to lie. I'm a terrible patient. If I don't believe the doctor, if the doctor is telling me something that makes zero sense, I argue with the doctor until I can get to a specialist. And I will go through 5 specialists if I have to, until I find one that is competent. You have to be your own advocate for that. Otherwise, you fall into a rut like this. You fall into a rut like this. And I... Be your own advocate, people. That's what I have to say. Be your own advocate. And don't, if it doesn't make sense, if something doesn't fit or check all the boxes of what you're going through and it doesn't make sense, keep searching and keep fighting and keep advocating for yourself. That's the biggest lesson that he should, has taught everyone in this, I think. That's me personally. But anyway, let's keep going a little bit here.
Again, aching, broken hearted, persistent little blogger. I was bouncing from a doctor to a doctor to a doctor, like a table tennis game that has no end. So be the fate of Ren. Every single question answered with a question on the end. The second year I came to terms with giving up my dreams. Mine was severed from the means to help me write these rhyme schemes. Brain was inflamed, the fatigue was crushing. Hard to remain sane with your brain combusting. And the third year was murder, living in a purgatory full of worry. Wouldn't live to be 30. Lifestyle hurt me, always in my bed tomb. Rearranged the alphabet and all the letters spelled doom. Light hurt my eyes, popping pills to survive. When you're 23 and mentally you steadily decline. 24 I was poor, disability benefits. What's the benefit of disability? It's irrelevant. 25
yeah, right?
And the scars that were etched, they crack. Elastic bands only stretch so far and then snap. Deep in psychosis, hallucinations, troubled vision. Visits from the underworld were conjuring my superstition. 25 living back at home with my mum, but not because I'm a bum, alone and physically done. So thin, so frail, so weak I'd become. And my skin so pale, never kissed by the sun. One time I carved a hole in my chest just to feel. I wish that was a metaphor, the struggle was real. When you're living in the Holocaust you buckle and kneel. There's relief in the teeth of the kiss of cold steel. Facts, 26 I'm highly medicated and the pain sophisticated while I'm lying broken naked on my back. I brought my microphone until my coffin started dropping. Raw thoughts with the grim reaper knocking on the track. But then man, lo and behold, I heard an angel beckon on this treacherous road. Was a stem cell doctor with a generous glow. In the cell transplant pulled me out of the cold. And my skin got younger and my body got stronger. And my stomach felt hunger for a door that was closed. And my soul heard music for the first time. Beauty was a word I'd use for this gift of gold. Oh.
And he definitely has a gift. He so certainly has a gift. And he's telling you right now everything he went through. He ended up having to go back to his mom's because he couldn't do for himself. He's on disability benefits. And he's right. What's the benefit of being disabled? There isn't one. Trust me, I know a whole lot more able bodies than people with disabilities, and they would rather be able. And that is such a sad situation to be in, where if the doctors would have listened, they could have treated it correctly. He would have never gotten to that stage. Double-edged sword to that is, would we have gotten who we have today? So I don't know the answer to that, but I certainly know he's a talent. And I think, there's greatness that comes through from misery, right? You can create beautiful things through the misery, and he does that. He absolutely does. But this song, yeah, I could see where it could be a song of hope. He's telling you, look at everything I've been through. Look where I am right now. It's not the end. You have to pull yourself up, and you have to keep going. Every day you wake up, it's because God's not done with you yet. That's what I believe in. But, he has something for you, and there's a purpose for you to be here every day. And I wonder, what was the straw that broke the camel's back, or what was the event that changed it all for him, that he finally figured it out? Like, what happened that said, this is what it is, I finally figured it out? I don't think I'm very clear on that story, on that part of the story, but I do realize that, he definitely suffered through things, and he shouldn't have had to suffer through things if people were just listening. Everyone, just because you have a degree does not mean you're not incompetent. You can absolutely be incompetent. You can absolutely be so full of yourself that you show how incompetent you are because you refuse to listen. People are relying on you to help them get better. Listen to your patients. Listen to the people who are sick. They can describe for you better what they're feeling and whether or not something makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, listen to them. I can go on and on and on, believe me.
Music for the first time, beauty was a word I'd use for Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Make me whole. This music I give you. Pain that I live through. Everything I've been through is yours to hold.
See this. Conditions like Lyme's disease, ME, MCAS, POTS, fibromyalgia all receive criminally low attention and funding relative to many other conditions. Very true. Very true. I believe that wholeheartedly as well. Victims are usually left to suffer for years without any solid explanation of what is going on and receive very little help to escape it. Until that day, I keep pushing for more exposure, more compassion, and more understanding. Wow. Wow. Amazing. Another great song from him. And there's not anything that he said that wasn't true. He is 100% telling you his experience. He is 100% telling you a lot of this was BS and didn't need to happen. And especially out there in the end when he's saying these type of diseases that people don't pay attention to and it doesn't get funded nearly as much, it's criminal because you're hurting other people because you're not listening. Those smaller diseases can lead to much bigger problems. Look what Lyme's disease did to him. That was a huge problem from a smaller situation that if had you been paying attention, you would have addressed the smaller situation because you'd have found it. Again, I can go on and on and on about this, but I'm not. I'm going to end it here. So that's going to do it. If you like the content, description box below, you know what to do. In the meantime, live your lives fabulously, and I will see you on the next one.